What's up, guys? Back for another episode of This Week in Rugby on Kick On Rugby. How good. Like I said, since the World Cup, the drama in rugby has just been non-stop, week after week. There's always something coming out. I feel like it's only happened since the World Cup. Before that, the drama wasn't that bad on rugby. But I'm all for drama, man. So let's get to it. RASSIE ERASMUS takes over as head coach of BOKS until the next World Cup. Says he's going to focus on depth in hooker and the lock position. I mean, he was the head coach from 2018 to 2019. That was when he was doubling as the director as well. He's been the director since 2017 with the Springboks. Won Coach of the Year in 2019. Will he be the head coach the whole time, or will he get someone else on and him kind of fall into that director role again, like with Ninaber? It'll be interesting to see. He's obviously just taken that role on now. Like he has been doing with South African rugby for so long now. Just it's almost a sense of get on my back. Let's go. I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna be here. I want to. If we do go on to win 3 World Cups in a row, I want to be a big part of the reason why. I don't mind. I like RASSIE being in and around the Springbok setup. Obviously, from a successful standpoint, from a we are winning rugby standpoint, from a we are winning World Cups side of it, good for rugby, South African rugby. But I think he's innovative. That's a very big word. Innovative style around or his approach around rugby. He's been changing things up since he started. Since he started with the Cheetahs, where he would sit on the top of the roof of the stadium and show like different color cards down to the captain on the field. He changed it up with the 6-2 split. It's the first time on the bench they had 6 forwards and 2 backline players. Changed it up again when he did a 7-1 split. World Rugby was not World Rugby, but everyone involved in rugby was kind of up in arms. And then changed it again with doing the kind of the robot or the lights in the coach's box down to the field. I mean, also changed it when he kind of changed it up a bit when he decided to be the water boy. Yeah, man, I love all of that. As long as you're not breaking the law, go for it, man. Innovation keeps things keeps progression. I think that makes sense. You have to be innovating. Rugby can't, anything in life can't stay the same. People have to change it up. And that's how you're winning, or that's how you're learning, and that's how you're getting better. So I love it. Good for him. Staying on the coaches side of things on news, MOANA Pasifika have added to their coaching crew or their coaching staff, Stephen Jones and Tom Coventry jumping on board. Stephen Jones, obviously in the rugby circles, known for his on-field playing, played over 100 games for Wales. But then for his off-field, backline coach for Wales during the 2019 and 22, where they won the Six Nations and the Triple Crown in 2021. It's obviously coming with a lot of experience. Tom Coventry, he's been appointed the assistant coach to Tano Manga in the Pasifika side, but he comes as one of New Zealand's top forwards coaches, 3-time Super Rugby winner with the Blues and Chiefs together. Obviously bringing massive experience and knowledge to a very exciting group of players. Obviously, along with Tano Manga, I think they'll definitely turn a couple of heads this season. Obviously, give them time to grow with the team. So we could, yes, I still, like I said in my Super Rugby squad announcements, which I'll put up there, they are going to, I do think they'll upset a few teams, but give this coaching staff a couple of years with this squad. I think they can do massive things for them. Super Rugby squads were announced. I love that they were all announced together on the same day. Just Super Rugby showing a bit of, okay, we need what can we do differently? How can we get people talking about the game? Let's do this. Great. I hope the next thing that they do is during the season, they have a team sheet day or team list day. So like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, boom, this is when we put team lists out. That'll be great. It's a great way for content creators to talk about the game, for everyone really to talk about the game. Who's playing here, who's in, who's out. I understand it's hard with coaches and squads because of injuries and stuff like that, but it's still cool. It's good for everything else around getting people talking about the game. And that's what they need. Sam Cane received a 3-match ban, reduced to 2-match. If he takes the school or the tackle school, which a lot of players decide to take because, I mean, one less game that you have to sit out. He is in Japan. So I'm pretty sure his Japanese team will not be happy about that, but takes the tackle school and gets to sit out one less game. It was definitely a red. I'm shocked it wasn't a straight red card, especially again for what we saw given red cards to throughout the World Cup. Unfortunate that it was in a final, but you've got to learn. And he's kind of been a serial high tackler. He's, don't get me wrong, a very dominant tackler, but does tend to stay a bit higher in his tackles. Again, it's just from an outside perspective. Again, it is the split seconds that you have to make decision when going into collisions, into contact. So something he'll probably learn in the tackle school. Owen Farrell never did. DUANE VERMEULEN announces his retirement. 76 tests for the Springboks. What a weapon. Bows out with 2 World Cups. Would get my vote for Springboks best ever number 8. Purely off being an absolute, I don't want to tackle that person. If you're opposition, you don't want to tackle that guy. Man, I think also how his game grew was always like this young, when he came onto the scene, big, strong runner, and then kind of grew into the more donkey work in cleaning out rucks and then stealing balls at rucks, being a nuisance there, a line-out option as well. And just his rigidness, man, put his body through absolute hell. So clap it. Applause for DUANE VERMEULEN. 76 tests for the Boks and 2 World Cups, man. How good. Beauden Barrett, this is a big one. Beauden Barrett set to sign a long-term deal with New Zealand or with All Blacks that'll take him out until the 2027 World Cup. And he will come back to New Zealand midway through next season, so when his season in Japan ends. He's 32 years now, so we'll be 36 around when the next World Cup happens. Kind of fits in that like Willie LaRue kind of. Willie LaRue, I'm pretty sure, is 36, 37 now. And Bodie's got that much experience, can play that many positions. I think that just that experience, but that, man, you can't buy experience. In this case, they can. They look after Bodie. He'll be there till then. Imagine how many tests he'll rock up. And he might not even play that many tests for the All Blacks now. He'll be in all the camps, I'm pretty sure. But just his knowledge and being in and around that, I think it's a good buy. It probably wasn't on the amount of money he's used to, but understanding like he's got a family as well, obviously loves living in New Zealand. He's a Kiwi, and this kind of sets him up for the next 4 years to be there. be interesting to see. I got kind of ad blocked on the article if it's with the Blues or if he goes back to Hurricanes. So that'll be interesting. I think it's a smart move from New Zealand. Like I said, you can't buy experience, and to blood new players, you want the older players to pass on the baton. I've explained this before with the whole Wallaby saga, and I think that's smart. So when they're going to start blooding in new players, obviously Razor is going to want different players, different styles of play, different players that he likes, guys that he'll bring in, and then to have someone like BOKS Barrett there to pass on that knowledge is priceless. So I think good news there for the All Blacks. Then more international news. Owners of Ospreys, who are also part owners of the Hurricanes, are looking to buy a share of South African side, the Cheetahs. You call me Cheetah. Cheetahs. I don't know if you guys know, I did play for right out of school. It was only age grade game level, but I still did play for them. My first love for the rugby, the Cheetahs. So why 1-1 or why 11? Sports and media company looking to buy into the Cheetahs. I love this. The Cheetahs, I feel like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I feel like I've kind of been thrown to the wolves by South African rugby, kicked out of pro, the URC, kicked out of all the competitions, and they've just been chugging along, getting games here and there, playing here, playing wherever they can, hold on to their players. So if a big sports company sees value in them and wants to inject a bit of money and kind of help them push into different competitions and help them play, help them keep their players on, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So more to come on that, and we'll try and keep on track of that. It's great to see the international players back into their teams. Obviously, the English players were kind of put in a little bit sooner than others. So in the Prem, like your George Fords, Owen Farrells, Maro Toje, all those guys are back in playing. Then the Springbok guys, obviously, they've had their big tour, celebration tour in South Africa, and Andre Pollard, Jasper Wiese, all those guys are back with Leicester. And then you see the big news, obviously, Sia Khaleesi is back at RASSIE at his new club. And the content they've been putting out is great, man. I've been loving the content all clubs have been putting out, seeing the value in content and giving us guys, giving us the fans and everyone that behind the scenes stuff. It's I love that. And then just a special moment from the past week, Tyrone Green's try. Holy, I think he played for South Africa cricket. In the gullies, 2 hands out. That try was insane. What a crossfield kick from Marcus Smith. The ball was going into row F. He's just jumped from like the 22-meter line. Forever, hands in the air, grabs it in, scores in the corner. Great try there for the Harlequins. That was unreal. And I think that was it. That's kind of what I saw in the rugby world. There's obviously a lot happening and I don't see everything. I try and keep on top of things. Let me know in the comments if I missed something, if you enjoyed it. Guys, love the input. Please join the conversation and I'll see you next time. Bye.